And joining me now to discuss the value of NCBA membership is Rossi Blinson, Associate Director of Member and Affiliate Services. Rossi, tell folks a little bit about how NCBA engages with people in the country to better understand and ultimately represent their needs.
Sure. So we are a membership-led organization. That means that all of our members are the leadership of this organization on the board, leading committees. So we really focus on trying to get those members engaged and making sure that they are the ones making our big decisions.
And we talk a lot about the state and national partnership. Explain a little bit about how that works and why that's so important.
Yes, so I travel to a lot of different states throughout the year, as well as a couple of my counterparts, and we try to get on that grassroots level, talk to the members, see what's on their minds, what we can do for them as an organization. So also working with that state and national partnership, our states are that grassroots effort, and they're out there every day talking to members. So they can run that up the chain to us and make sure that we're really working on behalf of all states because they're all so different.
Rossi, what would you say to somebody who may have been a member of their state cattlemen's organization for years, but has never joined the National Cattlemen's Beef Association?
So I talk to a lot of those members. I always make sure that they're a state association member first because that's closer to home for them. They're talking about those state issues that really resonate with them. But then I try to get them to take that next step. If they're involved in their state organization, they probably want to do something a little more. So being involved in the national organization is taking your state efforts and bringing them to the national focus. We're working on all issues, whether it's in Montana or North Carolina. They're very different, but we need to make sure that everyone is represented. So becoming a member of the national organization also gives you coverage from across the United States on how cattle are being raised and industry innovations.
And what do you say to those folks who fundamentally believe they're just not a big enough producer to really make a difference in a national organization?
Well, we represent everyone from the big producer to the small producer, and that's the great thing about NCBA. Everyone is represented. If you want to be a little more engaged and have your voice be heard, states are always looking for people to serve on committees. If you have a certain interest, you can find those committees that are of interest to you, serve as a voting member, and really bring forward that policy. Also, just going to the legislative conference, something like that. You can talk to your state representatives. Those congressmen and senators love to hear from state individuals. So you can really become a person that's engaged and have your voice be heard more and more.
Absolutely. It's a lot about showing up, isn't it?
That's right.
And last question, Rossi, you grew up in a cattle operation, and I guess I would just ask you from a personal standpoint, what do you personally find valuable when we come together and become members of a large organization like National Cattlemen's Beef Association?
So I am from North Carolina, and I was on a very small cow-calf herd. So we really focus on bringing together members from across the country to work on the efforts on that national level. So we have strength in numbers. When we're talking to the congressmen and the senators about our issues, we really need to focus on bringing all of those viewpoints together so that we can ensure that our members are being heard across the country, and we can really speak in a louder voice when there are more of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for coming to our show.
Yes.
There is strength in numbers. Now, if you'd like to support the beef industry, why not become an NCBA member? By doing so, you'll be sustaining the work of NCBA in defending and advocating for the cattle industry in Washington, D.C. It's easy to do. Just call toll-free 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit the website beefusa.org.